8 days later, power was restored, and I called State Farm to file a claim, stating that the heating system had been damaged, needed to be replaced. Also, the desktop computer needed to be replaced. I spoke to no less than 8 different people at State Farm over the ensuing weeks, and finally, 4 weeks later, an adjuster from State Farm called me, only to tell me he couldn't make it for another week. I advised him it was getting cold. We live in Pennsylvania, and I was going to replace the heater out of pocket and the computer as I needed it for work. He told me it was okay under the circumstances. A week and a half later, Harrison, the adjuster, showed up at my house with his boss. We'll call her Shelley. Shelley walked all over my property taking photographs of everything, things that had nothing whatsoever to do with the claim. My backwoods, the deer, trees. Then she went in and took photographs all over my house of things that had nothing to do with the claim. My fireplace, things on the wall. It made no sense. It was very uncomfortable. Harrison at this point went up into the attic to check out the air handler. Afterwards, I gave them a statement. I supplied receipts for what I had replaced: the heater for $6,250, the computer for $1,400, and photographs of all the damage. Shelley, who introduced herself to me as the claims manager, said that they were leaving and she would review the files and get back to me the following day, which in fact she did not. Several days went by when I received a phone call from a fellow named Purdy. He introduced himself as being from the Special Investigations Unit and said that he would be handling the claim from that point on. However, he would be on vacation for a couple of weeks and wouldn't be able to get back to me. Several days went by and I received another phone call from a fellow named D'Antonio. Now he said he was from the Special Investigations Unit and he would be handling this for Purdy. He said that he would be coming out to the house. He made an appointment which he could not keep. Then he called back and made an appointment for later. At that point in time, I thought about it. I called him and said, forget it. He said he was going to come out to the house, take recorded statements from my wife and myself, and it just didn't feel comfortable. I've been totally abandoned by State Farm Insurance. They left us without any help at all for 6 weeks. Had I not spent $8,500 out of my own pocket, we wouldn't even have heat now. And over the Christmas holidays, when apparently they're on vacation, on Christmas vacation. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't. State Farm wasn't like a good neighbor to us. I know that. Well, the only thing I can say is State Farm sure was my good neighbor when they were collecting $7,000 a year from me in premiums. But when I needed them for a claim, all bets were off. So if you're shopping for insurance, think about this little horror story. And pass this around. Forward it to your friends and family. Don't let them get taken over either. It's been 2 months now since Hurricane Sandy hit Collegeville, and still no State Farm is there for me. Well, here we are, February 24th, and still no State Farm settlement. I got a call about a month ago from State Farm saying they'd like to resolve this matter, and I agreed to meet Joe D'Antonio, the adjuster. I gave him a statement, gave him full color pictures, which he didn't have. The adjuster sent him pictures that looked like about postage stamp size and black and white. You couldn't even tell what they were. He said he'd get back to me. Well, he hasn't. He did send me a letter saying he couldn't get a hold of the contractor that put my heating system in. So once again, I wait. Doggone good thing I had enough money to get my heater fixed, or we'd be frozen to death. Incidentally, I did speak to my heating contractor, and he told me that he did talk to Joe D'Antonio. And they're kind of spinning wheels, I guess. What they're trying to do is just not pay me for my claim. That's the way it looks anyway. So Anyway, at Fort Racing, we're about ready to start another racing season. And guess what? We race in front of thousands of people. We have television coverage. And this is the logo that's going to be on all of our race cars that hundreds of thousands of people are going to see. And when they ask me about State Farm, you bet I'm going to tell them what I think. Like a good neighbor. You think? The gloves are coming off.